finishing up, I noticed it's very difficult for some of you to get your heads off the difference between a normal tournament and this. It is vastly different. This is to allow you to build your brands so that you will get shots at other promotions. The thing that is going to live, this is going to live and die, your brand is going to live and die by what you do when you sit down with this man. It is at least as important as the match. Probably more important than the match. The match element is done. If you got murdered here, you can still win with what happens next.
100%.
I promise you that. We've seen it done. John Thompson came here and got smashed. The lad felt like he'd been to prison on a really bad day. But when he came out on the other side of it, he said, my God, I can't believe that. I've got more requests, I've got more opportunities than I've ever had from getting murdered. Yeah. It's remarkable how that works. People go on the journey with you, but they can't if you don't tell them about it.
The difference is, he made note of every single thing that happened. He came in and he was honest. He was honest about the journey, and I worked with him, and we managed to tell the story, and that's what people get into. People are more interested in the story, more so, believe it or not, than what actually happened on the table.
Without question. One of the reasons that arm wrestling hasn't taken off yet anywhere in the world is because, and even East versus West, and I love East versus West, I'm backing East versus West with every ounce of me being. I'm at every event, I work with them on everything I can. But at the moment, the biggest issue we've got is that arm wrestlers as characters, the story isn't told. People buy people. They only care about people they care about. They've got to know about you. And that's why people like Conor McGregor have ignited the fans. They get behind him because he shows them himself. He's charismatic and he just openly talks about it. Now, he's one side of a spectrum. Another one would be Randy Couture. Just because he was a completely different athlete, but very open, very engaging. Look at those examples, the complete opposites. When you go in to see James, don't act. Don't be someone else. Don't put on any fakes. Just do you. But do you open. I've been outside and talked to a few of you this week when you've been on the ups and downs and the roller coaster. And if I could have had a camera there and captured what you guys actually said in the moment, that's it. And why that's it is because that is real. Remember the UFC slogan, as real as it gets? Well, that's it. That is as real as it gets. When I'm going out there and you guys are tearing up because of the emotion, whether it's a win or a loss, don't think that people can't feel that. Real life isn't all sunshine and roses. It's some days it's good and other days it's really bad. And every single person that tunes in and watches these shows are very familiar with the concept of having a great day and having a bloody awful day. And some of you guys have come here and had phenomenal days. And some of you guys have come here and it has been terrible for you. I mean, Andy's flown from bloody Australia. He doesn't get any further away. If we were on the frigging moon, maybe he'd go a bit further. But not much. And I've not seen many guys who are more passionate about their arm wrestling than him. Like a lot of you guys, he is wearing every second of what's happened here. He's frustrated because he couldn't give of his best on the right arm. He pulled one of the blokes that it's most difficult to arm wrestle against. If you were making a short list of people that are really tough to pull against, we've got a couple of them here today and another one back in Canada. Devin Larratt is that guy. If he gets a bite on you, you are going to have a horrific experience. And he'll tell you that, and it becomes a weapon for him. He utilises that to create fans for himself because they love that brutal, cutting exterior that he's got. And when you're at the arm wrestling table, he brings a guy that isn't necessarily the real Devin, but it is the Devin that you're going to meet here. And he's a combat athlete, and he tries to smash you mentally and physically, and it works if he gets a bite on you. Bogdan is another one who does the same in his own way. Mindaugas Terasatis is another one who does the same, and there are others, but two of them are in this room today. And if you happen to be one of the guys that face them, it is awful. There's nothing you can do. People say, oh, you could do this, you could do that. Your mind turns inside out. It's very, very hard. You want with every fibre of your being to do better. But it won't work out. Now, there's two ways you can address that when you go into the interview room. You can fold up and you'll get no benefit of it. Or you can try to articulate, and there is no time limit. Try to sit down, crystallise your thoughts, and articulate the horrific journey you just had.
Right.
The fact that you have just had an experience you've never had before. And here's a little bit of insight for you. One of the guys that did that, and I'm super proud because today he's come in and showed how he bounces back from it, and he did it way before that actually, is that man in the chair.
Yeah.
Because he's been there himself.
Who's over there?
He went over there and got beaten by Ryan Bowen after a similar situation to the one we've witnessed. And I'm not detracting from Ryan. Ryan arm wrestled Bogdan that day and did a fantastic job. But one major factor within that was pressure. Acknowledged by Bogdan at the time, very evident to everybody who was in the house. There were other factors, the constant banter and interplay between Mendegus and Bogdan was hugely important that day.
You were against him that day?
And everybody, and we saw that unfold. And when Bogdan went into the interview room, he basically said, you know, what can I tell you? I got out arm wrestled and I got mentally imploding and I beat myself and Ryan helped me along the way. And that is exactly what happened. If you go into the room and you tell and articulate the story of what you experienced, it's gold. Because it's real. And I don't know what you're feeling, I haven't got a clue. But every one of you do. And everything that happened on this arm wrestling table, I was here today, and I don't know what you were feeling. So how the hell is somebody sat thousands of miles away down a camera lens going to know? If you don't tell, they weren't here. They couldn't feel all this coming off. But there's somebody here who can tell them, you and your opponent. So the guys that were involved in that story, the guys that were involved in what went down here, talk to them tonight, refresh each other's memory on what went down. Make notes, get your phone and make notes. Try to think, how did I feel? It is not over. What you did here is a small part. What you do in that interview room is the making of you. Believe me, it is.
I know we said there's no loyalty in Arm Wars, guys, but Arm Wars is loyal to you, and we will look after you. You just come in and be honest, we will make you all look like superstars.
Not a person will leave this promotion and we'll make you look bad. Not one.
No.
Never going to happen.
Look after you.
It is never going to happen. And the coldest, harshest example, if you want to sense check that and check my maths, is after the Ryan Bowen match where there was a lot of nonsense talked. And it's actually, where you can see it's nonsense is go watch the film. Go watch the film. It's all there. All the stuff that was spoken about, we wouldn't give Ryan credit, really? Go watch the film. Ryan, if you're watching, as far as I'm concerned, mate, that's done. Go watch the film. Go watch the film.
Cheers.
One request, fellas, we're going to have to pack everything out of this room tonight because we've got to rack it all down and everybody will be at the other house. So the interview's all at the other house, mate?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, all of them at the other house.
So if I can ask you to, literally, any rubbish, any stuff that's in here, if we can bag it all up and we're going to take it out of this room.
If everybody